Jack Turner stood on the dusty metal floor of the Meridian with a sense of hope. He had worked for months to save enough credits to buy this old cargo ship. Now he could finally call it his own. The ship was not new, but it had character. Its hull had scratches and patches of rust. Its engines had miles on them, but they still hummed with life. To Jack, this ship was a chance to leave his small home planet and find a better future. Lily Moore, the engineer, knelt beside an open panel near the engine room hatch. She ran her fingers across the exposed wires and pipes. With a nod to Jack, she said, "She will run well once I finish the repairs." Her face was streaked with oil, but her eyes glowed with excitement. She loved every part of this ship as if it were her own child. Ryan Brooks, the pilot, paced near the cockpit entrance. He had a calm presence that balanced Jack's restless energy. Ryan checked his flight tablet, reviewing the ship's registration and manual. He tapped the screen and frowned. "The life support system needs a full check. The filters are old. We should replace them before the maiden voyage." Lily looked up and smiled. "I have spares in the storage locker. I can fit them in an hour." Jack closed his eyes and breathed in the recycled air. This moment felt real. At last he owned the Meridian. He touched the cool metal rail and said, "We have 2 days before we depart. I want every system ready. Can you both make that happen?" Lily and Ryan exchanged a glance. Ryan nodded. "We will finish on schedule." Jack walked through the narrow corridor toward the main cargo hold. Old crates lined the walls and the floor. Plates creaked under his boots. He reached the control panel and activated the hatch lights. The lights flickered, casting long shadows among the stacked boxes. The hold looked empty at first glance, but Jack knew better. He studied the far wall and spotted a seam in the metal floor. He crouched to examine it. The seam ran across a section of plates that looked newer than the rest. Curious, he ran his hand along the edge. The metal felt colder, as if it had been replaced recently. There was no hatch handle, but he could see a slim gap. He tapped the panel above the seam, and the display showed no errors. Jack called to Ryan. "Come look at this." Ryan joined him and crouched down. "Did you find something?" Jack pointed at the seam. "This section looks fresh. I did not see it in the listing." Ryan traced his finger along the gap. "It is a hidden hatch. Someone covered it up." Lily appeared behind them, wiping her hands on a rag. She bent down to inspect. "Maybe the last owner hid something. We should fill out a report before we leave port." Jack shook his head. "Not yet. I want to know what is under here first." He glanced at the others. "But we will not tell the broker. This is our secret for now. We open it just before departure." "Agreed?" Ryan nodded. "Agreed." Lily hesitated. "What if it is dangerous?" Jack smiled. "That is why we are here." After a quick break, the crew returned with tools. Lily pressed the panel's touchpad and the lights dimmed. She attached a small scanner and waited. "I see air pockets and faint life signs. There is something alive under there." Jack's heart pounded. "Life signs? Human? Alien?" Lily scrolled through the scanner readings. "Too faint to identify species." The container seemed sealed and pressurized. Ryan frowned. "We should report it." Jack shook his head. "Not yet. We find out what it is first. Today I finish the repairs. Tonight we open the hatch." He stood and looked around the dim hold. "No one else can know. This is ours to discover." As the sun rose on their first morning aboard, Jack began a detailed walkthrough. He checked the navigation console in the cockpit. Ryan sat beside him, running simulations. Lily worked on a power conduit that connected the main thrusters. Outside, the spaceport bustled with ships of all sizes. Some were sleek and new, others as old as the Meridian. Docking clamps hissed, cargo drones zipped by, and port workers shouted orders. Jack closed the cockpit door and felt the Meridian shudder as a nearby ship took off. He sighed. Every moment he spent here made him feel alive. He had escaped a life of low pay and limited chance. Now he had a ship and 2 friends who believed. In his dream, at midday, Lily called him to the engine room. The room glowed with instrument lights, and the air smelled of burning metal. She pointed at a new filter she had installed. The life support system is cleaner than new. Jack clapped her shoulder. Perfect. Thank you. Ryan joined them, holding an identification badge. Port control stopped by. They said we need a full manifest. Jack frowned. The manifest is in my office. Ryan handed him a data slate. They filled in the sale info and broker details. They did not mention the hidden hatch. Jack opened the data slate. The manifest listed the cargo as general supplies. The ship name, Meridian. The owner, Jack Turner. He scrolled down, careful not to scroll too far. Lily asked quietly, "Are we good?" Jack met her eyes. "For now." Dusk came and port workers finished their shift. The Meridian stood ready with its engines cooled and panels closed. Jack led the way back to the cargo hold. He carried a small lamp and a toolkit. Ryan held a scanner, and Lily had a handheld light. They approached the hidden hatch. Jack knelt and pressed a magnetic release button he had fitted earlier. The seam creaked and plates slid aside. A blast of cold air escaped, carrying a scent. Like damp earth. Lily shone her light into the dark space. Ryan scanned it. Air pressure is stable. Life signs are stronger. 2 sources? Jack peered down. Darkness looked back. He twisted his light beam to the left corner. He saw movement. Small hand, pale with a green tint, pressed against a translucent screen. Jack swallowed. They know we are here. He looked to his friends. We open it tomorrow at Starfall. Tonight we prepare a welcome. Ryan nodded. I can rig lights and a link. Lily placed a gentle hand on the rail. I will prepare food and water packs. Jack stood and looked at them. We are on this ship together. No matter what we find under here, we face it as one crew. They left the hold in silence, each lost in thought. The Meridian hummed quietly. Beyond its hull, the stars awaited, full of promise and danger. Under the soft glow of starfall lamps, Jack Turner returned to the hold with his crew. His heart beat faster than before. Tonight they would meet the beings who had hidden here so long. He held a lantern in his hand. Its light danced across the metal walls. Ryan Brooks and Lily Moore flanked him, each carrying supplies and tools. Jack knelt at the edge of the open hatch. He shone the lantern into the dark space. The new plates had slid away, revealing a small space no larger than a closet. Inside, 2 figures crouched. The mother held her child close. Both stared with wide eyes. We are friends, Jack said in a calm voice. I am Jack. This is Lily and Ryan. We will help you. The mother spoke in soft words. Her voice was weak. Help ... baby ... dusty ... Lily stepped forward slowly. She placed a cup of water on a sliding tray. Ryan turned on a small light. The space glowed dimly. The mother reached for the cup. Her hand trembled. She tipped it and swallowed the water in small sips. Jack watched her. He wondered how long she had been trapped. His mind filled with questions. Lily placed a small container of food next to the mother. The container held cubes of protein and fruits soaked in juices. The mother looked at Lily and nodded in thanks. Jack slid down into the hold. He felt the cool metal under his knees. The hatch closed softly behind him. The mother and child rose and moved toward him. The child, small and pale green, reached out a tiny hand. Jack held out his palm. The child touched it and smiled. Lily knelt beside the mother. She gently spoke. We will get you out soon. You are safe now. The mother bowed her head. Tears shone in her eyes. She spoke in broken common. I am Soren. My child is Ash. They call her Ash. We are alone. Thank you. Jack offered a gentle smile. We know you. We will not let you down. Ash let go of her mother's hand and toddled toward Ryan. Ryan crouched and held out his hand. Ash placed her small fingers in his. He lifted her to his shoulder. She dropped her head and closed her eyes, resting. She is tired, Ryan said. We should let her sleep. Jack nodded. He turned to Soren. We brought mattresses. We set them here. You can rest. Lily found 2 cushions and laid them on the deck. She pulled a thin blanket from her pack and covered Soren. Soren lay down and closed her eyes. Jack knelt beside her. "I will stand watch," he said. Lily and Ryan left to fetch more supplies. Jack listened to every creak of the ship. Outside, he heard the distant hum of the port. He placed a hand on Soren's arm. She stirred and opened her eyes. Tears glistened as she spoke. "I thought ... no one ... does. Thank ... do." Jack met her gaze. "You are not alone. We will protect you." "And Ash?" Soren nodded and closed her eyes. Jack stood and looked up through the hold grate. Stars shone bright. He remembered his dream when he bought this ship. Now it held more than cargo. It held life. When Lily and Ryan returned, they carried a box of supplies. Ryan set down a medical kit. He opened it and checked the basic supplies. "I will check Soren's wounds." Lily unpacked blankets and water. She set a lantern on a small table Jack had moved nearby. The light filled the hold. Ryan knelt beside Soren. He spoke gently. "I will clean your wounds. It may hurt. I will be quick." He drew a small tool and began work. Soren winced but did not cry out. Jack held her hand. As Ryan worked, Lily unpacked more food. She offered a small container of fruit to Ash. Ash stirred and opened her eyes. She smiled at Lily and took a piece. It was soft and sweet. Ash chewed slowly and looked at Lily with curiosity. Lily smiled. "Good girl, take your time." Jack leaned against a crate. He closed his eyes and thought. Minutes passed. He heard quiet sobs from Soren. Ash continued eating. Ryan finished and taped a clean cloth to Soren's arm. "The wounds are infected," Ryan said softly. "You need stronger medicine." "I have pills, but no injector. We must find supplies soon." Jack looked at him. "We will find a station along the route. Until then, we keep you safe." Soren shook her head. "I cannot risk ... is glowing. On sensors, the tyrant hunts me." Jack narrowed his eyes. "We will chart a new path. We skip the usual routes." Ryan frowned. "We need fuel. Off path we risk running out." Jack rubbed his chin. "We find a balance. We help them." Lily stood. "We should show Soren and Ash the ship. They might feel safer knowing where we live." Jack nodded. "Good idea." He led them through the corridor. The hold hatch closed behind. The ship hummed as if alive. He showed Soren the cockpit. He gestured to the navigation lights. "This is where Ryan flies." Ryan spoke. "Ash can sit next to me on my lap if she likes. We have seat belts." Ash climbed up and sat with Ryan. He held her gently as he pointed to the star charts. Ash tapped the screen with fascination. Lily showed Soren the engine room. Pipes and wires formed a tangle. She handed Soren a small cloth. "This holds oil. We keep it clean so the ship runs well." Soren looked shy but smiled. She ran her fingers over a polished panel. "So ... this is your home." Lily nodded. "Yes. You are safe in it now." Jack took Soren's hand and led her to a quiet corner. He spoke softly. "We will make this a good home, I promise." Soren looked at him with gratitude. "Thank you." Jack returned to the cockpit. He slid into the pilot's seat. Ryan sat beside him. Ash nestled between them. Jack leaned back and watched the three. His chest swelled with pride. He thought of the journey ahead. Later, during shift change, Lily brought hot soup in sealed containers. The aroma filled the cockpit. Soren and Ash sat at a folding table. The soup tasted warm and familiar. Soren closed her eyes as she ate. "I do not know what to say," Soren said. Jack smiled. "Just eat. Rest." Ash looked at Jack. She held up an empty bowl. Jack laughed softly and refilled it. Night passed. Jack watched over them. He wondered how the next days would unfold. He knew danger lay ahead. But for now, in the glow of soft lights and shared meals, they had found trust. They were a family in a lonely ship, and that, Jack thought, was the greatest treasure of all. Jack Turner woke before dawn. He sat in the cockpit, watching distant stars fade. The Meridian floated quietly in the empty dock. The hold hatch remained closed. Soren and Ash slept in the cushions below. Jack rubbed his eyes. Each day brought new challenges, but he felt ready. He walked down the corridor to the hold. Lily Moore stood by the hatch, humming softly. Ryan Brooks leaned against a crate, studying the flight plan. Lily smiled when she saw Jack. "Good morning," she said. "I have coffee." Jack took the metal cup. The coffee was strong. He nodded. "Thank you." Ryan folded his arms. "We need to leave soon. Port control wants us out by sunrise." Jack glanced at the hold. "Soren and Ash are safe for a few more hours. We wait until we are clear of patrol scanners." Lily hesitated. "We should give them a tour of the life support systems." "They need to know," Jack nodded. "Yes. I will do that after we leave port. First, we find fuel." Ryan tapped his tablet. "There is a refueling station 2 light days away. Not a patrol route. We can get there and back in safe space." Jack studied the chart. "Plot the course." Ryan entered coordinates. The ship lights flashed. Jack felt the meridian shift under him. After departure, the ship moved into empty space. Jack led Soren and Ash to the small life support room. Walls glowed with control panels. He pointed to a gauge. "This shows air supply. Lily checks it every hour." Soren touched the glass. "So ... we breathe this air?" Jack nodded. "Yes, it is recycled, fresh and clean. If it fails, we have backups." Ash opened her mouth wide. She giggled. Jack laughed and ruffled her hair. They moved to a row of tanks. JUGs of water floated in 0G. Lily explained, "This holds our water. I made extra filters." Soren watched. "Your ship is smart." Jack smiled. "This ship saved my life. Now it's saved yours." During the tour, Lily led them to a closet filled with supplies. Medical kits, food, water, tools. "We keep everything here." Soren nodded. She took a small first aid box. "I can help treat Ash if she is sick." Jack raised an eyebrow. "Thank you, but Ryan and Lily are our medics. They learn fast." Soren hesitated. "I know medicine ... from my world." "I can learn yours." Lily looked at Soren. "We would appreciate that." Soren smiled. "I help, thank you." After the tour, Jack returned to the cockpit. He sat with Ryan. Ash played with a small toy. Jack tapped the console. "Approaching refuel station." Ryan adjusted the controls. "On final approach." Far ahead, lights of the station appeared. It was small and round. Docking arms reached out like metal trees. Lily piled into the cockpit. She pointed. "Those are the arms. They connect to our hull." Jack steered. The meridian slid beside the station. A mechanical arm latched onto the hull. Pumps hissed as fuel flowed. Soren watched, eyes wide. Ash clapped. Lily held Ash on her lap. Jack let the moment sink in. "We will be on our way soon," Jack said softly. After fueling, they undocked and left the station. "No guards, no questions." Ryan smiled. "Quick and easy," Jack breathed out. "Good, now we reach safe space." "Then I want to talk about your journey, Soren." Soren looked down. I think about my world. The tyrant. He hunts me. I worry." Jack reached over and took her hand. "We will plan. First, heal. Next, map a safe route. Then we find a home." Soren nodded. "I trust you." Jack felt warmth in his chest. He glanced at Ash. She smiled at him. He knew why he did this. Not for credits, not for fame. For these lives, they traveled for days. Each shift, Lily and Ryan taught Ash simple games. Jack and Soren worked on the map in the cockpit. They read star charts and wrote notes. Jack asked, "What world do you wish for Ash? Green fields? Lakes?" Soren closed her eyes. "I remember skylit forests, rivers that glow at night. I want Ash to laugh under such trees." Jack scribbled in the log, "We search for a world like that." Lily joined. "We need to hunt for star systems. If we scan for forest planets, we find candidates." Ryan leaned in. "But scanning takes power. We cannot scan everywhere." Jack thought. "We use rumors, traders know legends. We visit a station, ask them." Soren nodded. "I know a trader on this route. I can speak his name." Jack brightened. "Tell me when." After another jump, they rested. Jack stood watch with Ryan. They talked quietly. "You did good, Jack," Ryan said. "Rescuing them," Jack shrugged. "I had help. Lily is genius." "And you pilot like a dream," Ryan smirked. "We make a good team." Jack gazed at the dark window. I just hope no patrol finds us. Ryan nodded. We stay off-grid. Dawn found Jack with Soren. They sipped tea in the cockpit. Ash slept in a corner. Soren spoke. Jack, I have a gift. Jack turned. She held a small pendant. It was a pale stone in metal. This belonged to my mother. Give it to Ash, for luck. Jack took it carefully. Thank you. I will keep it safe. Soren wiped a tear. We fight soon. I need to free my people. I can help them if I live. Jack met her eyes. We plan that next. For now, rest. Tomorrow we find that traitor. Soren nodded. Ash stirred and opened her eyes. She looked at Jack. He smiled and shook the pendant gently. And in the quiet ship, under soft lights and silent stars, they prepared for the next chapter of their journey. Jack Turner stood at the cockpit window, watching the dark void. Ryan Brooks adjusted the course back to main lanes. Lily Moore ran final checks in the engine room. Soren and Ash rested in their makeshift cabin below decks. All seemed calm. Sudden ping echoed through the com. Ryan tapped his console. Incoming ship on intercept vector. CORPORAT Fleet Patrol? Jack frowned. How soon? Ryan checked the timer. 5 minutes. Jack swallowed. We prepare. Lily, get shields ready. Keep power balanced. Lily's voice crackled. On it, rerouting auxiliary power. Jack moved to the hold entrance. He paused at the hatch. His heart pounded. Behind him, Ryan joined with a rifle. We hide Selen and Ash before they scan life signs? Jack nodded. Close the hatch. Secure the hold. Lily arrived and locked panels. The hidden hatch closed silently. They used a magnetic seal, hiding the compartment. Ryan armed the rifle and checked the scope. Jack reviewed the com panel. Outside, the patrol ship hailed. Its voice was firm. Meridian, open cargo bay for inspection. You are in restricted sector. Failure to comply will result in boarding. Jack raised his hand to answer. He paused, weighing his options. He spoke calmly. Patrol Control, this is Captain Turner. We have power instability in the bay vents. We request emergency diagnostics, the patrol responded. Diagnostics accepted. You have 10 minutes. Hold position. Do not move. Jack exhaled. We buy time. Ryan, keep an eye on sensors. Lily, monitor shield integrity. Ryan watched the readouts. Scanners ping the hull. They detect 2 life signatures near the hold. We need a decoy, Jack thought quickly. We reroute a generator to life support. It will boost false signatures in the engine room. Lily, can you manage? Lily tapped her tablet. I can shift the life support feed, but shields will drop by 20%. Jack nodded. Do it, we have to mislead them. Lily replied, done. Shield stable at 80%, false life signs broadcasting. Jack moved back to the cockpit. Patrol, we are ready for inspection. Proceed. Through the view screen, a small boarding launcher detached and glided toward the Meridian. Jack steeled himself. The boarding airlock hissed and opened. 4 patrol officers floated in, tethered by magnetic boots. Their suits were heavy and white. The lead officer gestured. Captain Turner, show us your cargo. Jack led them down the corridor toward the engine room. Ryan remained near the cockpit, rifle hidden under his coat. Lily trailed behind, ready to reroute power if needed. Jack paused at the engine door. Please wait here. The vents have unstable energy. You need protective gear. The lead officer frowned. We have gear. It's protocol. Jack held up a hand. The atmosphere here is causing feedback. I will fetch your gear. He backed away quickly, closing the door. Inside, Ryan stepped forward. Jack, they bypassed protocols. They want to look. Jack whispered, we stall. Lily, initiate hull lock. Lily pressed a button. The corridor lights dimmed as emergency doors slid closed. Alarms rang softly, indicating lockdown. The officers pounded on the doors. Outside Jack's hiding spot, he spoke into the com. We detected a circuit overload. Power is unstable. We isolate the bay. Please stand by. The lead officer's voice crackled. You have 5 minutes before we force entry. Jack's jaw clenched. We have to move them now. Lily, open the pod bay. Ryan, prep the shuttle. Lily transmitted commands. The pod bay doors opened. Inside, 2 pods waited. Ryan jammed the boarding door release. The corridor doors unlocked with a thunk. Jack grabbed the hunting rifle from their fallen officer's belt. "Ready?" Ryan nodded. Engines warmed, shuttle primed. Jack looked at Ryan and Lily. We slip to the side corridor. Ash and Soren in pods. We exit through the shuttle, now. They dashed through the side corridor. Alarms blared. Patrol boots pounded behind. Ryan kicked open the pod bay. Lily slid Ash in the first pod and activated it. The pod latched shut. Jack and Ryan grabbed Soren and shoved her into the second pod. Lily sealed it. The three of them ran to the shuttle bay. Ryan punched the release. The pods floated into launch rails. Jack jumped into the co-pilot seat. Ryan climbed into the pilot's chair. Lily slammed the door shut behind her. The patrol officers spilled into the bay behind them. Their weapons trained at the shuttle. Ryan sealed the bay doors. They jolted as the locks engaged. Jack and Lily strapped in. Ryan ignited the thrusters. Through the porthole, they saw the patrol officers pounding on the doors. The drone locks disengaged with sparks. The throne of the shuttle glowed as it detached. Jack gripped his rifle. "Brace for exit." The shuttle bay opened, and they shot out into empty space. Ryan steered away from the station. Lily cut power to the pod locks, releasing them into the void. Jack watched the pods drift free. One by one, they floated away. Blue engines flared as they edged toward the Meridian's shuttle, prepped for remote retrieval. Jack slumped. "We did it." Ryan exhaled. "We are clear." The shuttle glided to the pods and docked. Lily reactivated life support. Soren and Ash stepped out, eyes wide. Soren hugged Ash. Thank you. Jack smiled. "We are a crew, no one left behind." Ryan set course for safe jump coordinates. Lily checked the systems. Jack took Soren's hand. "We will find a quiet space." Ash held the pendant. She smiled. Jack nodded, and the shuttle leapt into the unknown. Leaving the corporate patrol behind on the loop to the Meridian, Jack whispered, "Adventure is never quiet." Ryan grinned. Lily laughed. Soren hugged them all. The journey continued, stronger and more determined than before. The Meridian floated through a quiet sector of space when the alarms blared. Jack Turner was in the cockpit with Ryan Brooks at his side. Ryan adjusted the shields. Lily Moore dashed in from the engine room, her face tense. The glowing alert. Warned of an approaching corporate patrol. Jack took a deep breath. He studied the scanner. 3 patrol vessels moved into interception range. Their hulls gleamed under distant starlight. They would not scan the hold, but they would scan the ship. If they detected Soren and Ash, the consequences would be deadly. Jack tapped his cum. "Lily, boost the shields." "Ryan, prepare the engines. I need a cover story." Lily nodded, her hands flying over switches. The shield gauge climbed. Sparks flickered as power rerouted. Jack felt the ship shudder. Lily shouted over the roar. "Shields at 90%. Ryan leaned over his console. "We can fake a reactor fault. It will buy time," Jack agreed. He keyed the broadcast. The Meridian emitted the signal. A shaky message crackled across space. "This is Captain Turner of the Meridian. We have a reactor breach in Section 4. Please stand by for emergency docking instructions." Through the view screen, the patrol commander answered. His voice was calm but firm. "Meridian, we detect irregular life signs. Open your hold for inspection or we will board you." Jack swallowed. He turned to Ryan. "Initiate the decoy, now." Ryan punched the controls. The ship's artificial gravity stuttered. Lights flickered. Alarms rang. Smoke poured from a vent in the corridor. The patrol vessels slowed and held position. Jack spoke into the cum again. "We cannot open the hold. The reactor hazard is too dangerous. We request safe harbor for repairs." The commander hesitated. Ryan watched the fuel gauge. They had enough to jump, but only if they acted fast. Lily wiped sweat from her brow. The commander's voice crackled. "We will give you a 15-minute window. Prepare to dock." Jack knew 15 minutes would not suffice. He needed to move before they closed in. He switched to internal cum. 3 minutes till docking. Lily, prepare emergency pods for Soren and Ash. Ryan, plot a jump vector. I will stall them. Lily sprinted toward the hold. Jack followed. He clenched his jaw. He opened the hatch and entered the small compartment. Soren sat on a cushion, clutching Ash. Lily stood beside them with two small pods. Each pod was a sealed chamber with life support for one. She slid Ash into the first and closed the lid. Ash looked around with worried eyes, but Lily put on a gentle smile. You will be safe here, Lily said. Jack and I will bring you back. Ash reached out a hand and tapped the pod wall. Lily pressed a button and the pod sealed with a soft click. Soren stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Lily helped her into the second pod. She fastened the straps and sealed the chamber. Soren pressed her hand against the transparent dome. Jack knelt and whispered, I will find you, I promise. Lily tapped a panel and the pod slid into recesses in the wall. She activated the locking clamps. The pods locked in place. Jack stood. He gripped his blaster. Let's go. They raced back to the cockpit. Ryan slid Ash's pod into the launch bay. Lily pushed Soren's pod into the second bay. The release. Clamps opened. Jack and Ryan moved to the airlock controls. Ryan opened the external door. Space greeted them with silent darkness. Jack motioned. Lily pressed a button. The pods released and drifted away. The Meridian shook as powerful thrusters pushed it backward. The patrol vessels opened fire. Red beams sliced through the void. They struck the hull. The Meridian shuddered under the impacts. Alarms blared. Sparks flew near the cockpit. Jack shouted, Power to engines, full thrust. Ryan, light the afterburners. Ryan slammed the throttle forward. The engines flared bright. Blue. The ship lurched forward. Lily wrestled with the shield controls. Outside the view screen. The streaks of light grew behind them. The patrol vessels chased. The Meridian arced toward a cloud of cosmic debris. Jack veered into the debris field. Metallic wreckage tumbled in slow rotation. The patrol vessels hesitated. Ryan dodged a large plate. The Meridian scraped against smaller fragments. We're making it, Lily yelled. She rerouted auxiliary power to the shields. Jack steered sharply and aligned the Meridian with the jump coordinates. The jump drive glowed. Ryan engaged the drive. White light swallowed the ship. Turbulence rocked the cockpit. The view screen went blank. When the light faded, they were in uncharted space. Silence reigned, no alarms. No hull damage warnings. Jack exhaled. He slumped in his seat. Lily checked the systems. Ryan peered at the scanner. Lily announced, Shields at 70%, hull at 80%. Not perfect, but we escaped. Ryan added, Pods are safe, life signs stable. Jack smiled. Weakly, good. Bring them back inside. In the hold, Jack and Lily retrieved the pods. They pressed the release. The bay doors closed. Air rushed in. Ash tumbled out, her eyes wide. She clung to Lily's leg. Lily scooped her up. Ash hugged her. Soren emerged. From the other pod, she fell to her knees and embraced Ash. Tears of relief streamed down her face. Jack gently covered them with a blanket. He knelt beside them. We're safe now. Soren looked up. Her voice trembled. You risked everything. Thank you. Jack met her gaze. I promised. Ryan joined them. He placed a hand on Jack's shoulder. We make one hell of a crew. Jack stood and looked at the damaged hull readings. We find a station. We repair and then we find your home. Soren nodded. Ash rested against Jack's leg, clutching the pendant. Jack smiled and hugged them both. The Meridian sailed on, battered, but free, carrying hope into the unknown. Jack Turner sat in the cockpit, staring at the blank stretch of stars ahead. The Meridian was quiet after the jump. Shields held, engines cooled. Beside him, Ryan Brooks checked a navigation console. Lily Moore had gone to inspect the hull for damage. Jack rubbed his temples. Soon, they would reach a station for repairs. After that, they would plan the search for Soren's new home. In the hold, Soren and Ash woke. Soren held the pendant close. Ash rubbed her eyes and climbed onto a cushion. They shared a quiet moment, listening to the ship's hum. Soren spoke softly. Ash, do you feel safe? Ash nodded. With Uncle Jack, Soren smiled despite her worries. He is kind. He will help us. She hugged Ash. After a pause, Soren rose and opened the hatch. She stepped into the corridor. The lights guided her to the cockpit. She knocked softly. Jack looked up. Come in. Soren entered. Her steps were steady. She held the pendant in her hand. Jack, we have hope because of you. Jack stood and offered a gentle smile. We are a team now. Everyone helps. Soren nodded. I want to help too. Teach me navigation. I learn quickly, Jack considered. I will teach you. But first we reached the station. He pointed to the console. Outside, the repair station's lights glowed. It was a small ring-shaped port around a gas giant. Docking arms extended. Ryan guided the Meridian in. Lily joined them. Lily said, we have minor hull scrapes. Shields took most hits. She touched the readings. We are good to dock. Jack nodded. He steered the ship. The station's arm locked onto the hull. The Meridian shuddered as clamps engaged. Inside, port workers arrived. They were tall with pale skin and fox-like eyes. They wore dark uniforms. The leader approached. Jack. Captain Turner, we received distress signal. No questions for now. Repairs will start, Jack nodded. Thank you. He led his crew to the main bay. Lily nodded to a technician. Run diagnostics and patch the hull. Report any shortages. The technician bowed and moved to work. Ryan joined Jack. We have a day here. What next? Jack glanced at Soren and Ash, standing by the bay door. Ash held the pendant. Soren said, Jack, may I? She held out a star chart. This shows planets near us. The one with green rings might have forests. Jack took the chart. Good eye. If we find a forest world, we scan for life signs. Ryan added, but we need fuel for scans. The station sells fuel plus power packs. Jack folded the chart. We buy what we need. Then we look. Ryan set a route to each candidate. Ash bounced. Are we going on another adventure? Jack laughed. Yes, Ash, new adventure. He ruffled her hair. After initial repairs, Lily reported, all systems ready. We have extra power capacity. Scanning is possible. Jack nodded. Good. Lily helped Soren with the scanner. Ryan and I will handle the charts. In a small room, Lily taught Soren. The scanner was a portable device with lights and buttons. Lily said, press here to start scan. It maps vegetation and water. Soren listened and pressed. The device hummed. A green pattern formed on the screen. Soren's eyes lit. It works, she said with a smile. Lily nodded. You learn fast. Outside, Jack and Ryan studied star maps. Ryan pointed to a line. These 3 planets match Soren's memory. Green rings, small moon. We visit them in order? Jack marked the map. Good, let's refuel. Ash, would you like to see the engines? Ash grinned. Yes. Ryan held her in his arms. Come on, kid. They left. Evening fell. The Meridian stood in dock. Jack, Soren, Lily, and Ash sat at a small table. The station's cook served hot stew. Soren tasted the stew. Flavor reminds me of home. She paused. I miss my people. Jack met her gaze. We will help them, one step at a time. Ash reached for Soren's hand and squeezed it. Soren smiled and hugged her. Lily spoke softly. We must rest. Tomorrow we leave, Jack nodded. Good night, everyone. The next morning, they undocked. The Meridian moved into space. Soren stood in the cockpit with Jack and Ryan. Jack said, first destination, planet Virid 7, moderate gravity, dense. Forests. Ryan engaged the engines. The ship leapt forward. Hours passed. Jack taught Soren to plot courses. Lily ran system checks. Ash, played by the VIEWPORT and asked, Jack, what if the forest world is not safe? Jack answered, we scan for life signs before landing. We avoid danger. Soren nodded, trusting him. As they approached Virid 7, the planet filled the window, green swirls and white clouds. Jack guided the scanner beam. Lily monitored. Vegetation is dense, oxygen levels high. No signs of intelligent life. Water abundant, Jack smiled. Perfect. Safe world for Ash to play. Soren hugged Ash. Tears of joy fell. "Thank you, Jack." Jack touched their shoulders. "You earned this." They prepared to descend. Below, a forest canopy stretched to the horizon. The Meridian's shuttle separated. Jack, Soren, Ash, and Lily boarded Dot as the shuttle roared. Jack thought back to the moment he found the hidden hatch. He never imagined an alien mother and child would become his family. Together they made the Meridian more than a ship. It was hope, and on the world's edge, under green leaves and bright skies, their new life began.